Because this guy would get this thing. He was standing 10, 20 yards, not 20, like 10 or 12 yards back. He looks like he's a punter. And then he would run it. I'm like, a fake punt. And then the next couple plays, another fake punt. What? Wait, okay, I'm sorry. Total idiot. Everybody in the stands, all 5 people in the stands were like, this guy, where
no clue.
did he come from? But my mom was teaching, and she's like, oh, yeah, they often don't have people to call, so you can call the game.
Did your mom even know, like, Chet, what are you doing?
No, my mom wouldn't know. Like, not at all. Not at all. I got corrected by somebody who was not saying anything till the end. He was like, yeah, I stopped calling them fake punts because it was happening every other play. It was like, don't let a guy who's never seen the sport call the sport.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. It is the Daytripper podcast. What's going on, everybody? Chet Garner here, checking in. Daniel's back.
Hey. It's Danny Ray.
He's a little bit scruffier than, hey, it's Danny Ray. Please, I want that to be like your tagline, though. Hey, it's Danny Ray. Sounds like a JoJo Siwa thing or something like.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole can of worms. Whoa. We're definitely not opening that. Anyway, you're listening to the Daytripper podcast. It's September 2024. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, whether you're tuning in on Facebook. It's not on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever. Just remember, like it, subscribe to it, leave us a little review if you dig the podcast. All that stuff helps. And we've got some major help from our sponsor that we're going to start off right off the bat. Don Hewlett Chevrolet. So we get new trucks for the show quite often. And it's weird because, wait, he drives a red truck. He's got a blue truck. He's got a purple truck, a white truck. And anyway, the just full disclosure, we work with Don Hewlett, so they give us demos to drive in the show, and I often get to drive them as my personal truck. They're swapping out all the time. I just got a new one that is I had to give back the one that was jacked up with the big tires.
You can't put too many miles on it as a demo.
And you can't, and they're all for sale. So if you ever see a truck that the Daytripper's driving, you're like, I want that truck. You can literally buy it out from under us.
It's happened before.
Yes, we've been on the road. Hey, bring your truck back right now. Which, that's a little bit of inside baseball for y'all. But the cool thing is, when I get these trucks, I often don't know what I'm getting. And Jared is the accessories guy over at Don Hewlett. And dude, he's been going a little crazy, and I appreciate that.
I love it
because he's putting these bed covers on, side steps. This one's not jacked up. Big tires, custom wheels. Oh, custom leather.
Yes,
it's got the cat skin. Oh, that's nice.
Not cat skin. It's the brand.
Yeah,
cat skin.
It's 100% cat, feral cat. They catch them by the dumpsters. No, it's it's like baby soft.
Oh, it's cool.
I want covers and pillows made out of it.
No, they told me that style that they have in those leather covers, you can only get it with them. They have their own style.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
So if you see that, you're going to be like, oh, I want that. Well, you got to have a Don Hewlett.
Ooh. If you're driving a Chevy Trail Boss or any of the other ones, they're full service accessories department. And you're like, I just kind of wish this had leather. Because a lot of the tough trucks don't come with leather.
Yeah.
Trail Boss editions are typically, it's cloth. Because I guess they assume you're going to get it messy and whatever, but leather's more durable than the cloth.
I like leather
a lot of times. And so anyway, Jared at Don Hewlett can hook you up. And if you want a gray Trail Boss, I'm driving one right now, you can get it. Oh, Rhino spray, liner, window tint. It's they
do it all.
Yeah. They can do it all.
Hey, another little tidbit of information. You don't have to have a Chevy. You take your vehicle, your truck to them, they will still do it.
Yeah, side steps, grill guards.
They sell used vehicles, so they got to be able to do it all.
Dude, and I'm so thankful because we took the truck to West Texas recently. The bed cover that we have on it, if we hadn't had that, it would have been
all equipment destroyed.
all equipment destroyed, but luckily we had the bed cover and it just got slightly dusty.
Yeah, we still had dust, and that was with a cover.
Yeah, that stuff would have just been destroyed.
It would have been horrible.
All right, team. So Don Hewlett Chevrolet, donhewlett.com. Together, let's drive. All right, let's jump in. Fall is I'm going to go and say it. Fall is the best sports season of the year, no doubt.
Yeah. Is
anybody going to contest that?
I mean,
no.
Maybe somebody that plays tennis or someone that plays. Yeah, I can say that. I actually played in high school.
You are. Yeah, you did. You
really
did.
well. No, I mean, it has to be. It's the best weather that we've got.
That's true.
I mean, we're getting out of really hot weather, going into some decent weather. And I mean,
baseball's going to go in the playoffs.
Baseball.
That's what I'm. The main thing, football, baby.
Football. It's all about the ball, man. You got the football.
We're in September. Football's officially back. But before we get there, we had a big discussion about the Olympics. I don't know if you saw this fact. Sports, Olympics. That's how I'm tying it all together. If Texas had been its own country.
Oh boy! Here we go.
Have you seen this stat?
I haven't seen it, but anytime you say that,
if Texas was its own country, guess what spot we would have come in the medal count?
What, like third, fourth?
Sixth.
Okay,
yeah,
I knew it'd be high.
Sixth
as like a
if you
country.
Look at Texan Olympians who were either grew up here, born here, or trained here.
Amazing.
We would have been sixth.
Yeah,
30 medals. Something
Amazing.
Like that. Gold, silvers, all of it. Because we had Simone, Scotty Scheffler crushed it. Ryan Krauser, I don't think he's the shot put dude. He's got gold 3 Olympics in a row. UT dude.
Wow.
Like, boss.
How'd we end up doing in break?
Breakdancing?
Yeah.
Not that good. Not that good.
You and I, we were talking last podcast.
That Houston boy was supposed to bring home the gold, and he competed, but he didn't medal. Who truly won breakdancing was that New Zealand girl that flopped around on the ground. Did you see us?
I missed a lot.
Oh, she's viral, Daniel. She's all over the internet.
Like, a lot.
She did moves that looked like a dead fish on just like flopping. And so
was good.
She's been memeified. No, she did not medal. No, she did not medal. She was doing some stuff. I'm like, oh, that's quasi athletic, and then some other stuff where she was just on the ground flopping, to the point where people thought she had somehow like conned her way, hustled people to get in. They're like, what is this? Okay. But then she was like, no, I'm a legit breakdancer. I was doing my best. And I don't know.
Interesting.
Go look that up. That's worth 5 minutes of distraction at work. But here we go. Let's jump in. I really want to talk about football because that's the sport. It's not the official sport of Texas, which is a shame. You know what it is. What is the official sport of Texas?
Oh, gosh.
Alex, do you know? Nope. It's rodeo. I mean, you're like, okay.
That's way harder than any sport that's probably out there. So sure, I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Rodeo.
I wouldn't want to ride a bull.
Rodeo. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's talk football. I'm going to start at the NFL. Cowboys once again have a 5% chance of winning the Super Bowl, which we know is completely false.
They love seeing these.
0 chance of winning, and I'm a diehard Cowboys fan.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It's just to get our hopes up. I mean, but the Cowboys literally did almost nothing this offseason. Like, re-signed Zeke, an old man running back, who's now coming to Dallas to be RB1. I just don't get it. I don't know. We did lock CeeDee Lamb in finally for a contract, our best receiver.
Love that.
Anyway, Texans, though, they're excited in Houston.
Okay.
CJ Stroud, they got a lot of things going on. Texans have a 5.9% chance of winning the Super Bowl. So just marginally better than the Cowboys. All right. Then we go to college.
Okay.
Only 2 Texas teams are ranked. We have Texas A&M at number 20.
Okay.
And we'll see. And then we have the great University of Texas at number 4.
Hook 'em, baby.
Everybody in Texas should have November 30th marked, starred. Like, don't put anything else on this date.
No.
It's the rematch.
If you can't make it to the game, that's fine. Sit in front of your TV and watch.
Yeah. You owe it to the great state of Texas. You have a duty.
You know, I posted something recently. I said, you don't have to love the other team. You don't even have to like the other team, but respect the rivalry.
That's it.
And it's back, baby. It's back. Let's do this.
Oh, I'm so pumped. I looked at like tickets. I thought they were higher. You can get into the game for about $600.
That's too much for me.
I mean, it's still too much.
It's only $600.
I mean, I thought it was going to be thousands.
Well, okay, I get where you're coming from because, we haven't done it in how many years?
It's 2011 was the last one.
That's amazing.
I know.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this.
13 years without football. I mean, my son, he's a diehard Longhorn. He doesn't know what it's like to watch an A&M game.
Amazing.
He was alive. He was a baby for a few of them. Is it like
he doesn't know.
He's beyond pumped.
It is going to be something else.
He's asking if he can combine every birthday and Christmas for like the next 20 years to go to this game. I'm like, son, no. And he's like, my friends, we're going to drive up there. We're just going to tailgate, man. That's it. We're going to tell. I was like, that's not kind of how that works. Like, you're going to walk around and burn orange and expect for all these people to give you free food
at Kyle Field.
At Kyle Field?
No.
That ain't going to work, amigo.
Yeah, you better, but you do need to go with other people. That's what game where I wouldn't go by myself wearing orange, burn orange.
Yeah.
Be with the group.
That's
be with the group.
Hey, safety in numbers, guys.
Exactly.
Safety in numbers. All right, so now we're going to jump to high school. I went back and looked. We had high school preseason rankings last year.
Yeah, we did.
But from Dave Campbell. And I was like, all right, here's who they're expecting to be in the championship game. Dave Campbell was right on 6 out of 11 of them last year.
Was he really?
That's pretty good.
No, that's great.
Or 11 or 12. And then here we go. He has it again. The Dave Campbell. If you don't know, Dave Campbell makes that magazine. You see it in every HEB checkout. It's the football magazine. All right. So here's who we're predicting to win. I'm going to start at the bottom. In 1A, the Gordon Longhorns and the Oglesby Tigers. All right. Okay. They're in different divisions, so that's estimated to be the champion of each of them. 2A, Ganado Indians and the Stratford Elks. This is when all the people in Stratford are like, he mentioned us. Yay. All right, 3A, Malakoff Tigers and the Gunter Tigers. Malakoff man. Yeah, he's from there. Here we go, 4A. This is where it starts to get interested because you heard of them. Stephenville Yellow Jackets.
Hey.
Dominant. And we love Stephenville. Both my parents grew up there. My dad and grandpa played Yellow Jacket football.
Oh, nice.
Carthage Bulldogs. Those are 4A.
Okay.
5A, Aledo Bearcats and the Port Neches Groves Indians, baby.
No, come on. You gotta get Liberty Hill in there.
Defending state champions, baby.
Yeah,
so I did look. Your Liberty Hill Panthers are ranked 8th at the moment.
Oh, that's going to change.
That's 8th. That's 8th.
That's going to change.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to pass the ball first.
Yeah, right? They don't need to pass. They got that amazing slot T.
Dude, that thing is so flippin' complicated and boring.
It might be hard to watch, but it works.
Yeah, it has gotten pretty far in the playoffs.
It's gotten them multiple years to the state championship.
Y'all could have had a 5-star wide receiver at Liberty Hill. You wouldn't know it because you've never thrown him the ball.
This is true.
Yeah.
I've got no defense.
Liberty Hill is so boring to watch in football. And it's frustrating, too, because as Georgetown, we watching it, and, we can't stop it. I mean, we know with 100% certainty y'all are running the ball.
Yeah.
And it won't stop.
I can't imagine how frustrating it is for the other team to constantly just be like, they're not even throwing the ball, and they can't get it.
Nothing.
It just all just happens.
And then you don't know which guy's coming. I mean, it's complicated, and you're like, you have no idea who's pulling. It's a very complex running game.
Yep.
But still, it does not make for good football. It's just
What's cool is that then the second they throw it, you're like, they actually threw the ball.
I know. Yeah, what? Literally twice a game, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It is. I will admit, everything you're saying is correct. It's all correct.
Oh, dang. All right, so we will see how the season works out. If Liberty Hill can make a challenge again. 6A, DeSoto Eagles. No big surprises there. They're dominant all
pretty
flipping time. Okay. Here's how I want to finish this. Last year, I talked about some high school mascots.
Yes.
I've got a list now. I went through, I missed some. So I now have a list of what I think are the 10 best Texas high school mascots.
All right.
They're also the craziest high school mascots. All right, here we go. Number 10, the Mesquite Skeeters.
Yeah.
It's a big giant mosquito. It's a bit, everyone hates mosquitoes.
Yeah.
That's a very scary thing. They ruin outdoor picnics. You can't go outside when the mosquitoes are bad.
You can get West Nile.
That's it. Terrifying. So horrible. A mosquito is it's a scary, intimidating thing.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Number 9, Brazosport Exporters. The Exporters. Hey, it's a port city. You get basically a supply and demand economics lesson as you cheer for them. Export them, baby. That's good. It's building the economy. Anytime you're exporting, you're selling goods afar. The Exporters.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Number 8, the Robstown Cotton Pickers. That's still a thing.
Boy.
It is still a thing. The Cotton Pickers, to this day, they're picking cotton there. All right. Not much to say about that. Number 7, the Calhoun Sand Crabs. Dun, 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 dun. I love it. The sand crabs. Man, there's not much less intimidating than a little sand crab. but I think that's awesome. All right.
Do they say pinch him?
Pinch them.
Pinch him.
Get them. You hide in the dune and then you jump out. All right. Number 6, the Cuero Gobblers.
Yeah, I know the
love the
Cuero
Gobblers. Obviously, a turkey.
Everything's turkey down there.
Uh-huh. All right. Number 5, the Winter's Blizzards.
I kind of
Blizzards.
like
that was pretty awesome. Well, the town was named
Winter
Winters.
is coming.
Oh, they gotta go
if
hard
they don't
on
do
that.
that.
Yep. Now, just for everybody, coming up this year, they will be playing the Frost Polar Bears in what is known as the Ice Bowl. Winter's Blizzards versus Polar Bears in the Ice Bowl.
That's good.
Pretty good.
That is good.
They're not in the same district, so they get together to play the Ice Bowl. Probably when it's like 120
I was gonna
outside.
say.
All right. Number 4, the Hamlin Paid Papers.
The Paid Papers?
The Paid Papers. That's not that intimidating, man. A guy dancing around with a flute.
Doing a jig.
Although the Pied Piper was the guy who led all the kids to like kill them, right?
Oh.
So there you go.
Chad, that just took a dark turn.
I know, it did. It did. So I don't know if he goes to like the pep rallies at the elementary schools. Follow me, kids, into the van, the unmarked van in the parking lot.
Wow.
All right. Number 3, New Braunfels Unicorns.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I mean, that one is just great. Shout out to the Itasca Wampus Cats, another one of my favorite mythical creatures. Number 2, Hutto Hippos.
I love the Hutto Hippos.
Okay. I had them as number 1 until I found out about this thing, because like this I can't even imagine what this mascot looks like in my brain. It's called the Randolph Rowhawks. Okay, you go, what the heck is a rowhawk? Well, here it is. It's a mix between a rocket and a hawk combined.
Wait, a rocket and a hawk?
It's like a rocket and a hawk had a child, and that's a rowhawk.
You can't combine animals with objects.
So they defied genetics, Daniel, and they did it. It's a rocket and a hawk. It's like a shark with a freaking laser beam on its head.
They were so busy. They're so busy thinking, can we do it? They didn't stop and think, should we do it?
Now, I don't know if they're working in a lab to create some of these actually, but it sounds like the most, man, let's be the Hawks. But yeah, with rockets.
Be a rocket,
with
man.
rockets coming out of them. Rowhawks. That one to me, once I found out that it's a rocket and a hawk combined into one mythical creature, I was like, that's the best one I've heard.
They've got to have a picture of this, right?
Well, the picture is like a rocket and a hawk in the same image, but that's not a rowhawk. I want to see a rocket with wings and a beak. I don't know. I don't even know what it looks like. What? Like, I looked at their logo.
What did they have out on the field?
I got no idea. You got to have to go to them. Outside of Randolph Air Force Base. So,
I don't think you're going to bring rockets to that game.
No. But, that's awesome. So there's your weirdest, greatest Texas high school mascots. All right, Daniel, we finished up summer, August. We had some shoots, we had some trips. What stands out? Like, what was the best thing you did in August?
Whew. Well, I was busy.
Yeah, you were.
You were busy. We were busy. Finally took a trip with the fam. Made it out to South Padre.
Oh, you were there like a few days before me.
I did. I heard you talking about what you were going to do, and I said, yeah, I'll have some of that.
Yeah, we were on a shoot, I think, on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And you were going to take off Friday.
And I was like, I don't know where we're going
yet. You still didn't know. And then I looked on social media, Jordan posted like, oh, they're in South Padre.
It was so funny. Like, we had a short list, and South Padre was on it. And I'll be honest, it was always going to be the beach, and I knew it was going to be the beach because my girls all like being hot on the sandy beach, and I don't like sand in all my crevices.
That's like your worst nightmare.
I hate it. I am diagnosed having OCD, and I do not like stuff like
sand
that.
Sand gets in everywhere.
I don't even like having my hands dirty.
So wait, do you get in the water? Do you just park it in a chair? What?
I bring an ice chest, a little cooler, have something to drink with me, keep it cold, and let the kids play as I sit under an umbrella or a tent.
Peace out.
Yep.
They're like, come tell Papa, give me a kiss every hour or so. Don't get eaten by shark, kids.
Yeah, and then you'll have, my youngest Quinn. Why is Daddy walking out into the ocean? He's just standing there. Don't worry about it, baby.
Yeah, walk out waist deep, and then walk right back to the chair.
Walk right back to the chair. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh,
Sometimes
man.
you got to walk out in the water.
So like you're just like enduring when you're at the beach, basically. Like
you do what's best for the family.
That's the dad life, man.
Family first.
Dad
you got to
life.
do what's best. Yeah, dad life. But I mean, I will say, we could have gone to any beach. We haven't taken the girls yet, or we hadn't to South Padre.
Oh man.
And I was like, you know what? It's time. Let's do this. That's probably one of the best, if not the best, beach in Texas that you can go to.
The water's the clearest. The sand is the cleanest. Like
Yes.
it
is.
As you travel down the Texas coast, it only gets better.
It gets better the further south you go.
And I think that's objectively verifiable. You may like Galveston better because of the history, and
Sure.
they've got great restaurants.
I like going to
but
Malachite,
1-to-1 on
less
beaches.
people.
Yeah, there might be a reason, but like water clarity and sand, South Padre is best.
Yeah, go South Padre.
Yeah.
And it was fun. We had fun. Ate some good seafood.
Yeah, hey, dude. Buddy.
That's if you're going to the beach, like that's what keeps me there. I'm like, okay, let's have some good seafood.
Wait, like fried, broiled,
Everything.
How you like your shrimp?
I like to get the
shrimp scampi. fried
what's the big
coconut
Poseidon's?
Yeah, Poseidon's Adventure.
Poseidon's Adventure.
Yeah.
Comes out on a big,
Dude,
massive plate. I don't know what it's
stuffed
called.
crab, like
Yeah,
but like
a little bit of everything.
Everything's golden brown and all delicious.
It's
like
one color.
there's
gold.
a shrimp, there's some oysters, and I can't tell the difference between any of it.
Not a
Fried
clue.
Some fish fillets, some hush puppies.
You got little hands reaching in. Nope. That's mine.
Oh yeah.
You eat your cheeseburger. You
Poseidon
can't even
must eat.
appreciate this.
Yeah. We I ordered one of those like platters, and it came with some oysters, and all my kids like, here, just try this. It's a shrimp. We were like, you don't have to tell them like this is not going to taste good to you. Because there's some things like kid doesn't want to eat it, but like if they tried it, it's pretty good.
Sure.
Oysters are one of those things. Like as soon as they bite it, go ha. And I like oysters.
I love oysters, but this isn't the time of year to really eat them, right?
I think they get them frozen or shipped in.
Up country.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or up
Don't
north.
take an oyster out of the bay now.
No.
Don't do it.
Yeah. What is it? Months with an R.
Yeah. Months that end in an R
Or have an R in
have an
them.
R in them. January's good. February's good.
March,
April. But April's
May,
a little sketchy.
June, July, August.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's it.
Your hot months in Texas. They're molting. That's when the bacteria could grow. Yeah, just
You could
stay
die
away.
eating them.
You can eat oysters at like a fancy restaurant, but they're going to get them in from the Northeast or something like
Exactly.
that. You want Texas oysters, you got to pick the right months. Dude, we were on your heels in South Padre. It was the cleanest I'd ever seen the beach.
Amazing.
Like I was neck deep in the water. You only went waist deep, but I went neck deep.
Well, it's kind of sad. I could see yellow clouds as I'm standing in it. So I was like, this is clear water.
That's how clear it was. I could see my feet, neck deep, feet right there.
It was
We went
amazing.
surfing. Kids got to surf for the first time. Dude, it was awesome. Like we all go out there. And one thing I love about Texas beaches is it doesn't get that deep. Like you get those the sandbars.
Yeah.
So you go a little deep and then it'll level out. Well, the break was at this sandbar where it was like waist deep.
Yeah.
So you could sit there, wait for the wave to come in, then hop on your board and catch it. And so we get out there, and the first wave, the instructor's like, all right, Shepard, it's your turn. And so he put him on a board. He doesn't know what's going on. He didn't have time to even think about it. Wave comes in. He gives him a push. All of a sudden, he just catches the wave. And the instructor's like, stand up. So he just, stands up, surfs it all the way to the shore. It was awesome. We weren't filming it.
How old is he right now?
He's 5. Brand new 5.
God.
Brand new-ish 5. Yeah.
5-year-old surfer.
Dude, I know. He lives in Texas, though, so it doesn't matter. He could be the world's best surfer. He will never have a chance to figure that out. Kind of like a receiver in Liberty Hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
All right. Let's keep moving.
While you've been listening to this podcast, lots of stuff's been going on in the Lone Star State. This is Meanwhile in Texas.
Texas news stories are always crazy. Daniel, share a story with me. What'd you find?
Oh, I'll share a story with you, and I've got mixed opinions about this too.
Okay.
So I know that your son, Fielding, he loves to collect cards, football cards,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, football. He's got some basketball little baseball, but football.
I was huge into the baseball card collecting when I was younger.
Yeah, in the 90s,
huge.
like
it was all
90s,
about that.
It was, yeah.
What was the card that everybody wished they had?
Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
That was okay. I had that, but no.
Well, now, fancy pants.
If you could go back to like 1952 tops, what would you have?
Like a Mickey Mantle?
Mickey Mantle card. Yep. Okay, so I just throw that out there just real quick. So there was a card show in Dallas.
Okay.
Some guys walked away with $2 million worth of baseball cards.
Like just walked out?
Walked out. So apparently these guys, it was a group of them. They were doing everything from scoping out this one specific guy, knew what he had. He had multiple Mickey Mantle rookie cards, or all these cards. He had the best of the best. He had Babe Ruth cards. He had all this stuff. So he kept them in these little briefcases whenever he was, packing stuff up, stuff like that. But there was a group of guys that had been watching him all day, even going through the effort of changing clothes, right?
Okay.
When they saw he was packing up, we had some distractions going on the front side. He went and put down his briefcase, talking to some people. You watch the camera. Another guy walks back, picks up the case, walks out.
Whoa.
With like literally $2 million.
$2 million of cards in a single case.
I think it was in a couple cases. But
okay.
Yes.
Like, still, dude. And that stuff's like really irreplaceable. It
really is. Well, not only that, like these cards had already been graded.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually in the hard shell case. They've been sent off.
You get graded. A number 10, a mint 10, Jim mint 10, whatever.
So, golly, yeah, this guy, he lost a lot.
Hopefully he's insured.
Yeah, and that's where my opinions come in.
Okay.
Because I don't know. So I'll say he is offering a reward for $70,000 if anybody can give information that leads to the return of the cards.
I imagine they're going to start popping up at card shops.
You would think.
Well, or, there's all those online marketplaces. I don't know.
I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I just keep thinking, like, some of those things are very irreplaceable. How many different Mickey Mantle rookie cards are out there? 1952 tops, graded, very specific grade on them.
Yeah.
You're going to know, right? If they pop back up. I would think
so. It seems like the industry could, like, put a block on this. Like, hey, if this card comes up for sale, there's a very specific market of people who are buying hundreds of thousands of dollar cards, right? Like,
so who is stealing these? People would know that, right?
I would think they could look at where they pop up for sale.
Or maybe they would know they don't need to, because as long as the person who had them had insurance. He just got $2 million.
Now we're getting interesting. We got a little insurance fraud action going on here.
I'm just throwing out some opinions here. Not part of the story.
Disappeared.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, big Texas story going on right now. There has been
Dallas
some crazy
card show.
Dallas card show.
Hey.
And you can watch the video. It's all the footage is on X, as they say now, not Twitter.
Not Twitter. I was hoping by this point I'd have a few $1 million in Emmitt Smith rookie cards. Turns out the cards we collected in the 90s,
they're worth nothing.
They're worth less than they were in the 90s, Daniel. Because I remember I was like, this card's worth about $20. By the time I get old, it's going to be worth $1,000. Yeah, it's now worth $12.50. Like, what? How do cards go down? We were told lies.
All lies.
Well, when we were collecting, they just flooded the market with cards, because that was about the time people started realizing, oh gosh, my grandpa's cards are worth a lot of money. The Mickey Mantles.
Exactly. The Babe Ruths.
Now I'm going to collect cards and put my life savings in them for the future, and
one day it'll be like all these cards. No, it'll never happen.
Man, well, bummer for that guy.
I hope it's all legit, and I hope he gets them back, and hopefully he didn't lose $2 million like it seems like he did.
Yep. Some valuable Pokemon's in there.
You should know better. Come on, putting all that money into that. What'd you find?
All right. So, in Texas, we have a fair share of natural disasters.
Yeah.
We've got hurricanes, we've got tornadoes. But one thing we haven't had to worry about has been earthquakes. Until now. Evidently, Texas is becoming a hotspot for earthquakes.
Is it because of fracking, though?
All right, well, we'll get into that. Very recently in Scurry County, outside of Snyder, they measured a 5.1 magnitude earthquake.
That's huge for us.
It's in the top 10 of strongest earthquakes. I mean, this is when your house starts shaking. This is not an earthquake to be played with. Dang. And there were dozens in late July in that area.
Wow.
Something is underground, and it's jacking with our Texas soil, Daniel. There's the geologists are quick to say, no, it's not fracking. It's the wastewater that is a byproduct of fracking that we're injecting back into the ground.
Okay, so it's fracking.
So basically, so you're saying it's fracking. Yeah. So when you frack, it requires this silicone water, salt water basically mix. Then when you pump it out, the oil comes out with the water, and you got this water you got to put somewhere. So they've been injecting it back into the ground. Mm-hmm. Well, evidently, Mama Earth doesn't like that so much. And so it's messing with the geological plates down there.
Wow.
Now, Texas is not really we're not on any active fault lines. Right? But there are old fault lines, and according to geologists, these things can move on occasion. Ooh. You're talking about thousands of years of pressure that all of a sudden it could go and it's not like it's actively moving like the ones in California, but
it's settling.
It's settling, right?
Okay.
And so it's been moving very slowly, but you could get a quick friction shift.
Yeah.
This was not a 5.1's not the highest ever measured. That actually happened in 1931 in Presidio County. It was a 5.8. So that's West Texas.
Wait, but that's the highest?
The highest, 5.8.
Wow.
Pretty close.
I was going to say.
5.1. Now, Presidio, we know, is on an old fault line, and it's 1931. That's way before fracking. So that was an actual tectonic plate shift. So I'm looking. Okay, if these old fault lines can quake, where's the biggest fault line in Texas?
Ooh.
Balcones fault line runs right through the middle of Austin.
No, it does
just
not.
West of Austin. Yep.
What?
So I know, Daniel, we are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Earthquakes everywhere. I'm saying. So anyone from California who moved here to get away from earthquakes, nope, you better just move right back.
They probably brought them with them. That's what they did.
We're not saying that. Maybe. And if you wanted to move back, that's fine too. So you can get. I'm also kidding.
Everybody I know that's from California that moved to Texas, they're like, I had to get away from California.
Yeah, I know.
We have all of our jokes and it's fun and all that, but
they all, like the ones that come to the store here in Georgetown, a lot of them are like, we're from California, but we're the good ones. I promise, we're the good ones. Like, hey. Texas.
Anybody that comes to Texas,
welcome. Come on now.
Yeah, you knew why you wanted to come here.
Exactly.
Welcome.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, the Texas Music Minute. I found an artist that I'm excited about listening to more of.
Okay.
So we know country music is kind of having a moment. Who's the most famous person that was rap and now he went country and he doesn't look like he's going back?
Oh, Post Malone.
Posty, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Post Malone. He's a Texan, right? He's from Grapevine.
Uh-huh.
So Posty even went country.
That's crazy.
Everybody now, like country is having a moment. We're getting collabs between Luke Combs and rapper. I mean, it's all a big melting pot now. And so you're getting a lot of like genre bending country artists.
Sure.
All right. So here's one of them. His name is Angel White. He's a 5th generation Texan. He hails from Cleburne, which is like southwest of Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. And he is bringing his own brand of like country, soul, folk, Americana.
Okay.
And this is his most popular song, and it's a foot stomper, and I dig it. It's called Down by the River. And here we go.
I went down by the river just to free my soul. Granny always told me that it's good as gold. Take me to a place where there's oak tree shade. Oh, always knew that it would be this way. Now I can fly, my wings take me miles. I don't cry, I just swallow my pride. And now time's never bringing me down, 'cause I always know what'll come next. I went down by the river just to free my soul. Granny always told me that it's good as gold. Take me to a place where there's oak tree shade. Oh, always knew that it would
like that song.
You said it's a foot stomper. Yeah, I'm over here just tapping.
Yeah, it is a foot stomper.
Okay.
So Angel White, he's just now coming up. I mean, that YouTube video for that went up about a month ago. And there's a market for what he's doing. And I'm not saying he's taking advantage of a cultural moment, but we're in a moment. He seems to be making the music that is made for the moment. And so hopefully he does well.
That's awesome.
More music like this, I'm in on it. I'm in on it.
Cool.
The music video, he's running around some Texas river with mountains and stuff. Makes me want to go. I think it might be Big Bend. I want to go out to Big Bend. We were just out there.
We were just there.
I know. I want to go back.
I enjoy it when I'm there and then I'm ready to come home.
Yeah. It was hot. But it wasn't as hot. We were up in the Davis Mountains. It's just so 105 out here, and it was what, 90? I mean, I was out looking at the stars at night and needed a coat.
That is crazy.
It was August, and I needed a jacket.
Yeah, you were up late.
Me and Luke went out. Yeah.
I was
Luke's
tired.
one of our camera guys.
Like, I'm out.
Well, the people before had seen the Northern Lights.
I know.
And they saw it like the day before we went to sleep. And I was like, I'm not going to come all the way to the McDonald Observatory and not see the Northern Lights.
I mean, they're there.
And I did.
Yeah.
And so did Luke.
And I saw the pictures, so I did too.
You slept under them.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, they weren't like you see the dancing, clouds of green and stuff like you see in Alaska, but it was still the Northern Lights. Aurora Borealis. But it gets red and orange down here. So I don't know. Some scientist is going to have to explain that to us. All right, let's pause mid-podcast to thank another sponsor, the Collin County History Museum. We're going to learn today about a lady named Carrie Lovejoy.
Okay.
She was born in the 1860s. She married into one of the families that helped establish the city of McKinney and provided books to underprivileged rural schools throughout the early 1900s. And to this day, Lovejoy ISD is named in her honor. I've always seen Lovejoy ISD and gone, what is that? What is that? It has started off, I mean, it is sandwiched between some of the biggest communities in Collin County and like up there. You're talking Frisco and those. And there's this little ISD, Lovejoy ISD. I had to look up the mascot, of course. Lovejoy starts with an L.
It's
a cat.
Lynx.
Oh, that would have been cooler. It's the leopards. Yeah, but still, it's all right. At least it's not like the Eagles. Or the
Bears.
The
Panthers.
Bears.
I hate to say it, but
Panthers.
Come on,
overused.
Panthers.
Leopards at least cool. All right, so Collin County History Museum, they have an exhibit called Created in Collin County. It talks about all the great things that have started in Collin County, the interesting people, athletes, places, products, businesses. The museum is free. It's in the old post office, and if you're in the area, stop by and check them out. CollinCountyHistoryMuseum.org for info. McKinney is fun. All right, let's jump into questions from the back seat.
Are we there yet? Hey, can you pass me the snacks? When are we gonna stop? I gotta go.
This comes from Kate Spencer Harden, and it says this: what is James Bowie even famous for in Texas? James Bowie, known as the great Jim Bowie. Why are you laughing at it?
I don't know. It just sounds funny.
Yeah, when James Bowie's like, who's this guy?
I'm just hearing it as, what is James Bowie even known for?
Bowie.
James.
Yeah, no one even calls him James.
I've never heard
It's
people
Jim
say James.
Bowie. And I'm going to use this as a chance to plug the upcoming season. So, Jim Bowie, most famous for dying in the Alamo. He was an early Texas pioneer, and he was sick when the Alamo siege happened. He's famously known as laying in bed, too weak to move. But when the Mexican soldiers busted into his room, he shot a few of them and then probably stabbed a few of them. And he ended up passing with all the other Alamo defenders. But that's kind of solidified him in Texas lore as being a hero. He died at the Alamo.
And he had a pretty cool knife.
Hell yeah. So that's another thing. The Bowie knife. The coolest thing. So, back then you had swords and then you had knives. And knives would have been tools that you used for, whatever, gutting a deer or something like that. But knives never had a crossbar that would keep your hand from sliding onto the blade of the knife, which is a bit dangerous if you're stabbing a deer, I mean, you've gutted deer with pocket knives, like, your hand could slide. If the knife hits a piece of hide that doesn't quite go and your hand slides over the blade, that could be a pretty bad situation. So he created the Bowie knife, which is the crossbar on top of the handle, so that if you were stabbing a man, you wouldn't slide down the knife and into his guts.
I don't want to go all the way in you.
But Bowie, just stop on it. And so Bowie was known as being a really fierce knife fighter. He killed a few people. And then what we're talking about in the upcoming season is he was sort of a treasure hunter. And he went to Menard County looking for a lost silver mine. Mm-hmm. Did he find it? Did he not? That's the legend. We don't know. But in the episode of Menard, which is coming out in October, we talk about what happened to him.
We tell you where the treasure is.
That too. So tune in.
You'll find out. I
think we might have had to cut that part for time. It was right at the end. The treasure is tune in next week.
Oh man. No. I put it back. So y'all go ahead and watch.
So
it'll be there. It'll be there. I think I put it there.
All right. So Bowie, famous knife fighter, Alamo defender, Texan extraordinaire, and silver hunter. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this comes from Lisa Hart. Have you ever talked about six-man football? The answer is no. We never have. I mean, we've mentioned it, but I was like, you know what? Is six-man football a Texan thing? And turns out, no, it's not. They play six-man football all over the country.
I think it'd be everywhere.
But for those that don't know, six-man football is a version of football for schools that don't have enough to field, say, an 11-man team. So they really only have 7 dudes that want to play football. Or sometimes in these schools, like girls can jump in. And so this was invented in the 1930s in Chester, Nebraska. And evidently 1,000 people watched the first game. 1,000. That's pretty big.
For people that can't have a team of 11,
I know.
They can have 1,000 people show up to watch six.
Yes.
That's great.
So I went and watched the six-man football game. The first one I ever saw, I was in law school, and I went and watched it, and it's crazy. It's fun.
I've never actually watched a game.
It's different. It's different.
What's the biggest difference?
So the biggest difference, less people on the field. Everyone's an eligible receiver. So you have people on the line, but they can run routes.
Yeah.
If you get an athlete out there, they can just run up and down the field. It's fun, like some really dynamic plays. But the craziest thing is the person who takes the snap can't run with the football.
Okay.
He can pass the football, but he can't run with it. And so if he's getting pressured from the defense, he's stuck. He's got to either throw it or just get tackled. So what pretty much everybody immediately does is they have a relay guy. This guy takes the snap, and then he throws it to someone behind him who's about another 5 yards back, and then that dude can become the dual threat quarterback. So he can run. So I'm going to rat on myself. This was terrible, but like the first six-man football game I ever got to watch, I actually was calling in the booth. It was like Star Texas.
You've never seen a game before.
Never seen a game. I mean, I know football. I thought this can't be that different. And so they were relaying it to this other guy, and I was like, it's another fake punt, because this guy would get this thing. He was standing 10, 20 yards, not 20, like 10 or 12 yards back. He looks like he's a punter, and then he would run it. I'm like, a fake punt. And then the next couple plays, another fake punt. What? Wait, okay, I'm sorry. Total idiot. Everybody in the stands, all 5 people are in the stands, were like, this guy, where
no clue.
Did he come from? But my mom was teaching, and she's like, oh yeah, they often don't have people to call, so you can call the game.
Did your mom even know, like, Chet, what are you doing?
No, my mom wouldn't know. Like not at all. Not at all. I got corrected by somebody who was not saying anything till the end. He was like, yeah, I stopped calling them fake punts because there was happening every other play. It was like, don't let a guy who's never seen the sport call the sport.
Oh, man.
All right.
It reminds me of that, and boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, yes.
You were that guy.
I am, indeed. Oh, won't do that again. All right, here's another interesting question. I hope you might help. Restaurants in West and Central Texas used to serve yellow cream gravy on chicken fried steaks. The last one I was aware of closed a few years ago in New Braunfels. The new owners serve an white gravy version. Where can I find yellow cream gravy? And I thought back, and there are some things where I've sat down and gone, this chicken fried steak this gravy looks like it's got a little bit of jaundice.
Is it just a lot of butter?
So I think that's it. So like, it's not yellow cream. I think it just how many sticks of butter did the kitchen put in it?
I don't know if I'm familiar with the yellow.
It's not
gravy.
like it's bright yellow. It's just sort of like a tinge more yellow. It's not white cream gravy. Can be like, gray, white.
Is it brown gravy that's not like fully brown?
No, it looks like It looks like dirty yellow, like dirty white gravy.
Okay.
Like real thick white gravy.
But it's yellow enough to where you stop and go, huh, that's different.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
You just eat it like this.
Then I probably just ate it and didn't notice.
Yeah. That's what I think. And I think the OST in Bandera served that. And you're like, you feel like you eat, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm eating nothing but straight butter with some slight pepper flakes in it.
Oh my god.
It's kind of the color of a light queso.
Okay.
Not a white queso.
Yeah,
it's
no,
darker than that.
Gotcha.
But like a light queso.
Okay.
It's delicious. Because it has 5 sticks of butter
I
in
was
it.
going to say, it's hard to go wrong with gravy.
Yeah. Mike,
Butter.
that came from Mike Finfer. And look, here's what you should do. Just bring your own stick of butter, have them melted in the microwave in the back, and you just pour that on top of the white cream gravy.
you
Just
go.
mix it all up together. All right. Now let's jump ahead. Those were the questions. Let's get into some feedback.
Hey, Daytripper, I got a bone to pick with you. Oh my goodness, it's the Daytripper. We love your show.
All right. There's some interesting ones here, Daniel. Fan rants and musings. This comes from a YouTube viewer on our South Austin episode, Seriously 140. This was the comment. So it was a South Austin episode. It's season 2. And we did like Barton Springs, South Congress, South Lamar, South First Street. And here's the comment. None of this is South Austin. This is all Central Austin. South Austin starts at Ben White. What's that tell you about this person?
I think they're newer.
That's
to the area.
it, exactly.
And that's fine. You can have your own opinion. This is a subjective thing, I will say.
It didn't used to be.
It absolutely didn't used to be, because it used to be like, what side of the river are you on? Mm-hmm. You know, if you're
everything south of the river was South Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still like those days, you know, like thinking back to that. It was more simple.
Yeah, it was way easier. It wasn't near. The population was a half or a third at least of what it is now.
Easily.
And so, Barton Springs was open. You just kind of walk in. Everything wasn't wasn't that crowded. But now with so much development down there, I can see it sort of blends in with downtown.
Sure.
And the river does feel like it's in the middle of it.
And I think as time goes on, our episode might get more and more incorrect with a lot of people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What are you talking about? That's not right.
Yeah. Some of the stuff we've said is already outdated. The population, how much it costs to get into places. We used to do that. This place is $3 for kids, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is comment. Thank you for the comment. But like all that does is give yourself away that, you didn't grow up here.
You ain't from around these parts.
No, you're not. All right. This is a complaint. We like complaints.
Oh,
it's
I
fun.
love them.
File them in the complaint department.
Love 'em.
Bob Davidson, upset. ... We traveled to Hunt, Texas, I assume, after your show. Nothing but burgers. Almost a 2-hour drive one way. Not good, Chet. What?
I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about.
I don't know. So nothing but
traveled to
burgers? So Hunt, Texas, outside of Kerrville.
Yes.
We ate some fried nilgai.
Yeah.
And it was good. And then I think we might have had a burger too. Or a chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
We did. We had a chicken fried steak.
Okay.
At the Hunt General Store. Evidently, Bob went down there on burger night, and he's not so happy about it.
Oh. Well, you know what can solve that problem is calling ahead.
Calling ahead.
Check out the menu online, maybe. That's tricky too. There's a lot of places, and y'all let us know, but there's places that have closed down.
That's true.
Since we've aired the episode, there's places that have changed hours, management, like everything.
But you know what? You could drive out and be like, yeah, we're open, but it's catfish night, and that's all we're making. These are small towns.
They are small towns.
Oh.
How many times do we travel out west and we've even talked to the place, and then you show up and it's like, we decided to go fishing today.
Oh, totally.
It happens. It happens.
It definitely happens. We just did an episode in Karnes City, and the restaurant we wanted to go to for dinner is closed. And no lie, all the other restaurants in the city are lunch only. Like nothing. There's a couple Mexican restaurants there, and one of them was pretty good. But, you know, the Daytripper, we're kind of looking for a story, something unique, and like all the unique spots, literally lunch only.
Lunch only.
Why are you out at night? Just go eat with your family. Okay. Maybe I don't have one. All right. Here's another fun fan rant and musing. This one's more of a, hey, you need to investigate this. It's like a heads up.
Ooh.
I enjoyed your show in the Co-op magazine. I write for Texas Co-op Power every month about the Roundheads in Corsicana, the Malakoff man.
Malakoff. We already talked about him once.
You need to look up the Round Stone in Edwards Park in downtown Georgetown, where you are. It seems plausible these stones are of the same natural origin. Oregon. Sorry.
Whoa.
I can't read good. Natural origin, but a little investigation might be needed. And she's right.
Which stone is she talking about?
If you go
I could walk
west
there
of downtown, east of downtown, and there's this little city park past like 600 Degrees Pizza. At the front of the city park is a mason brick pedestal, and then on top of it is a perfectly round stone. Like it looks like an Atlas stone that the big people on World's Strongest Man would pick up. But it's not like it wasn't man-made. And so evidently this thing was found in the area a long, long time ago. And they didn't quite know what to do with it. I think it might have sat here in the courthouse somewhere, like on the square somewhere. And when they built that park, they were like, I guess we'll just put it on top of this pedestal in the park.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's perfectly round.
Yes.
It's been cracked. At some point, it rolled off pedestal. It's been cracked and kind of glued back together. So it looks like it's man-made, but it's not. A perfectly round stone. Where did it come from? I don't know. Wow. It wasn't like carved. It's not a face on it.
Yeah.
And if you start to look at these round stones, like there's tons of them in Costa Rica, different places throughout the world that they're like, clearly this was carved. Because it wouldn't have been a natural phenomenon where it would have like gotten caught in a riverbed and just kind of bumped into stuff. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
It would have had to have been carved, but by who?
We have no clue.
Same people who built the pyramids.
Wow.
Probably. Da-na-na.
So it was aliens.
Aliens, man.
Aliens.
All right. So go check it out.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, maybe we'll walk down there
after this podcast.
All right, this one comes from Sue Rankin in Brownwood, Texas. This is on our last podcast, we talked about radioactive glass. We were in an antique store, and there was this old china that if you put a UV light on it, it glows bright orange. No, yeah, orange, green. You probably saw it. It was in our McGregor show. Mm-hmm. That's called like radioactive glass. So she's just saying, this reminded me of her uncle and dad who lived and grew up in Comanche, Texas, where I was born, told me about a side gig that her uncle had. He made these chairs with boxes on the arms, and he filled the arms up with radioactive dirt. People would pay him 10 cents to sit in the chair for 30 minutes, putting their arms into the radioactive dirt, thinking that it was going to cure them of cancer. Like, what? It was probably giving them cancer.
That's what radioactivity can do.
Yes. So
that's not good.
That was during the 1920s. Wow, I guess in 100 years, people will probably look back on some of the things we do for the sake of medical science and shake their heads. I have no doubt. But I didn't know this was a thing.
Wow.
Sit in my radioactive chair. And so I guess they were eating out of radioactive cups, eating on radioactive dishes. It was all part of a health thing.
Oh, man.
Chalk that up with keto and the South Beach diet and all the other crazy stuff we do. We're like, what? Do you believe people just ate meat?
I don't know what you're talking about. Pass me a cigarette.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Suck it down. So the more you know. If someone offers you a chance to sit in a radioactive chair for 10 cents,
hard pass.
Yeah.
10 cents.
Walk away.
I wouldn't pick up a dime if I saw it on the ground.
Hey, that was 10 cents in 1920s stuff. So maybe that's what?
So like $1.
$1 today, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, thank y'all so much for listening. Remember, like, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. Maybe we'll read it next time we do this thing. Thank you to our sponsors, Don Hewlett Chevrolet and the Collin County History Museum. Y'all go and see both of them. And thank you to Alex for being the mix master over here, producing this podcast. He also makes the reels that we put up on our Instagram
That's
and
awesome.
TikTok and all that stuff. So Alex is awesome. All right, Daniel, say your adioses.
All right, I'm going to go check out this Round Rock.
Round Rock. The Round Rock. Maybe that's where the name came from. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.